Welcome, may we meet. My name is Brooks with Citrine, and today I'm going to be guiding you along the way as I perform a money draw spell. I will be posting all of the items needed in the description below. I will also be guiding you along with me as I perform the spell. Here's just a quick overview of the spell that I'm performing today. This is one of the spells from one of my monthly subscription boxes via Citrine. You can pause it at any point if you want to be able to read it. In this spell, there's an option to use a green altar clock. This utilizes color magic to enhance the spell. However, I'm deciding to use gold, and I'm going to use color magic but in a different way. I will be using a green light shining on my workspace and turning off all the other ambient lighting. First, we're going to begin by gathering all of our items needed, starting off with our candle. For the spell, we're going to be using a money draw candle, which is a green candle dressed with herbs and oils. If you're a subscriber, your candle came pre-dressed. However, you can use any herbs that have magical attributes of attracting money or money draw. The candle holder that I'm using has a bottom tray, which I love because I'm able to put additional items there. And then the lid at the base of the candle is pretty wide, so if there's a lot of drippage, it catches it all. This is the kind of candle holder that I do enjoy using myself. I am also going to be using a money draw oil. If you're a subscriber, this came in your box as well. Otherwise, like the candle, you can use any kind of money draw oil, any money attracting oil, or any oil that is magically attributed to attracting money. I'm going to be dressing and charging my candle. It did come pre-dressed already with oil and herbs, but I do recommend you taking this extra step to put your own energy and intent. I'm just taking dabs of the money draw oil using my thumb and my index finger, starting from the wick, working my way down the length of the candle to the base. Again, dabbing more oil, starting back at the top, rotating the candle. And I'm just repeating this process until the entire candle is coated in oil. Now that I have the candle completely coated, let me close up my oil so I don't spill it, but I do need to charge each and every item as I place them out with additional energy and intent. With this process, you can take as long or as little as needed. Now my candle is nice and magically charged, ready to go. Next, I need to get my incense. For the incense, we're going to be using a money draw or money attraction incense. Again, if you don't have either of these, you can use any type of incense that has magical attributes for attracting money. You can use a cone or a stick. For this spell, I'm going to use a cone, only because I don't want any ash falling on my silk altar cloth and ruining it. The cone tends to be just a little bit cleaner. Just like the candle, I do need to magically charge this incense cone with my magical intentions. Now both my candle and my incense are magically charged and ready to go. Next, I will be using my citrine stone. This is a piece of citrine. Again, if you're a subscriber, this came in your box. If not, you can use citrine. If you don't have citrine, you can use any other kind of stone that is known for attracting money. Green aventurine is a good stone. And just like the candle and the incense, this stone also needs to be magically charged. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to do that. Crystals tend to naturally have a lot of energy, so I'm going to spend about half the time. Next, I need a heat-resistant dish. In this case, I'm going to be using my cauldron. If you don't have a cauldron, any dish will work, a plate, a bowl. Just make sure that it's something that is heat resistant, nothing plastic, because we are going to be burning a fire inside of this. Then lastly, we just need a blank piece of paper. If you're a subscriber, you should have received a piece of paper with a printed sigil on it. The sigil is for attracting and drawing money to you. If you are not a subscriber, you can pause this video and try to recreate this sigil. Otherwise, it's not important to have the sigil. The main thing is that you follow the next steps, where we will be writing down a few affirmations. You can use the affirmations that are on this spell that came with your subscription box. Again, if you're not a subscriber, you can use your own affirmations, or you can go back to the beginning of the video, pause it, and write down the affirmations from the spell. Before I begin writing, I just want to add a couple additional items. The items that I'm adding are not included in the spell. You don't have to worry about it. If you want to add your own items, anything that represents money to you or money draw, any of that sort, definitely feel free to do so. I'm just adding this crystal. It's a quartz crystal covered in pyrite. And then an additional piece of pyrite that I want to add to the base of my candle. And again, this is just additional things that are, for myself, going to be boosting my magical workings. I'm going to be using matches. I don't use lighters for my spell work. And then, again, an additional item is a stick of cinnamon. I like to use cinnamon with any money magic. I use it as a smudge. I just light it and smudge the space, smudge myself. And I think that's pretty much everything that I'm going to need. So we can go ahead and begin, and I'm going to start writing. I'm going to be following along with the spell, just so that way those who subscribe, who have the spell, can kind of follow along and go with me or get an idea of how the spell is performed. So on the spell it says, on the blank piece, draw the sigil for attracting money and financial gains. So again, we don't have to draw that sigil unless you don't want to use this piece and you want to redraw it so you can keep it for in the future. But we're just going to be using either a blank piece of paper or the sigil that came in your box. On the other side of the paper, write across the page 3 times in 3 separate rows. You'll be writing, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. And again, it's going to be written 3 times in a row. Then we're going to turn the paper clockwise, 1 turn, and write over top your previous writing 3 times again in 3 rows. I am always in alignment with the ever-flowing of money that comes to me. So again, we're just going to rotate the paper 1/2 turn and write on top of our other writing 3 times in 3 rows. I am always in alignment with the ever-flowing of money that comes to me. You can also decide to write your personal affirmations instead. So you don't have to write what I'm saying. You can just write whatever you want, whatever works best for you and your intention, and whatever makes you feel more magically in charge. So now we're going to anoint the paper with the money draw oil over the sigil, and then we're going to fold the paper in half towards ourselves. Doing this process of folding the paper towards yourself is a form of attraction. So if you're going to be doing any type of banishment or sending away magic, you would be folding it away from us. But of course, we want money to come to us, so we will be folding the paper towards us, and then we're just going to set it aside until we need it. So during this process, I'm just going to take my time, and I want to be pretty liberal with the oil. Just retracing over the sigil. And if you didn't use a sigil, just anoint your paper. You can anoint it in the 4 corners. You can create your own sigil at this point. Or you can just anoint the paper over your writing. So again, make this by your own. Do what feels right for yourself. During the process of anointing over this sigil, the entire time I am repeating to myself different affirmations in my mind about money draw, attracting money. Money comes easily to me. Money is ever flowing to me. So you can make up your own. You can just chant money, 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 money. Just make sure that during this entire process, it can be a little bit tedious. So just make sure that you're maintaining your focus and keeping your energy and your focus on the spell. So this is what it looks like after it's anointed. I am going to go ahead and fold the paper towards myself. And then fold it again towards myself. And then I'm just going to set it aside. And while I'm waiting to use it, I'm just going to set the citrine stone on top of it. That citrine stone has already been charged with the intent to my spell. So anything that I can do to layer up the energy for my spell is only going to benefit and make my spell stronger. Now I'm going to anoint myself with the money draw oil. So the way that I anoint myself with money draw is I put it on my hand into a clockwise circle, and then I grab myself at the wrist and pull all the way up to my elbows on both arms. The excess oil from my hand, I'm going to also just tumble around the citrine stone in my hands to anoint the stone with the oil. And then I'm going to wrap my hands around the candle without touching it, building the energy in the space inside your hands, sending the energy into the candle. I'm going to do this for a few minutes, then light the candle and place my hands back around the candle and say the incantation. Now the candle is lit, my spell is active, but I'm going to take a quick side step and do an optional step to my spell, and I'm going to be using a stick of cinnamon as a smudge, and this is just going to add an additional layer of magic into my spell work. Cinnamon's great for attracting money. It's also a good protective spice, so it's going to help ensure that the money that I'm drawing in is coming from a safe, protective place. Once I'm done smudging, then I'll go ahead and proceed with the spell using the incantation that came on the spell sheet provided in your subscription box. While I declare the incantation, I'm going to wrap my hands around the candle. The flow of money is ever coming. The growth of money towers the trees. My vibration aligns with money, and its vibration aligns with me. The money I draw is clean and clear, coming to me from far and near. Many sources of money will come, but I give no thoughts to where it's from. I am receptive as I receive, filled with gratitude 3 by 3. Flame of power, smoke and light, I draw money to me on this night. When I awake, I acknowledge the flow as my money begins to grow. My spell is cast and the flame burns down, the money I draw now abound. Next, I'm going to light the incense. And before I put the incense away, I'm just going to, yet again, just do a quick little smudge on all of my items. This is not a necessary step. It is not part of the spell. It doesn't indicate for you to do this process. This is just something that I like to do when I'm doing my spell work. So I'm going to smudge myself, the candle. I am going to smudge the stone and pretty much everything that I'm using for this spell work. Now that I'm done smudging, I'm going to put the incense back and I'm going to recite the incantation one more time. The flow of money is ever coming. The growth of money towers the trees. My vibration aligns with money, and its vibration aligns with me. The money I draw is clean and clear, coming to me from far and near. Many sources of money will come, but I give no thoughts to where it's from. I am receptive as I receive, filled with gratitude 3 by 3. Flame of power, smoke and light, I draw money to me on this night. When I awake, I acknowledge the flow as my money begins to grow. My spell is cast and the flame burns down. The money I draw now abound. Next, we're going to get our heat-resistant dish and our folded paper with our intentions written on it. I'm just going to hold it and light it by one corner, holding it over the heat-resistant dish until I can't hold it anymore. Then I'm just going to drop it into the dish and allow it to burn all the way out. While it's burning, I'm going to recite the incantation 2 more times. The flow of money is ever coming. The growth of money towers to trees. My vibration aligns with money, and its vibration aligns with me. The money I draw is clean and clear, coming to me from far and near. Many sources of money will come, but I give no thoughts to where it's from. I am receptive as I receive, filled with gratitude 3 by 3. Flame of power, smoke and light, I draw money to me on this night. When I awake, I acknowledge the flow as my money begins to grow. My spell is cast and the flame burns down. The money I draw now abound. I am going to say it one more time, but I want to go ahead and show you something that I'm going to do. It's not part of the spell. I do suggest it. It's just a little extra witchy tip to make a quick charm bag out of this spell. So I'm going to be taking piece of the cinnamon stick that I use. If you didn't use it, don't worry, don't add it. I'm going to be adding in the piece of citrine, and then I'm going to be taking my burnt ashes very carefully out of my cauldron and adding it into my charm bag. While I'm doing this process, I'm also going to be reciting the incantation. If you're not making the charm bag, don't worry about it. Just recite your incantation 3 times. From the point that you're lighting incense to the point that you are burning your intention sheet. And then just allow your candle to burn down to completion and your spell is complete. So let me go ahead and recite this incantation one more time while I'm making my charm bag. The flow of money is ever coming. The growth of money towers to trees. My vibration aligns with money and its vibration aligns with me. The money I draw is clean and clear, coming to me from far and near. Many sources of money will come, but I give no thoughts to where it's from. I am receptive as I receive, filled with gratitude 3 by 3. Flame of power, smoke and light, I draw money to me on this night. When I awake, I acknowledge the flow as my money begins to grow. My spell is cast and the flame burns down. The money I draw now abound. At this point, my spell is complete. The energy is flowing. My incantations have been spoken. My intentions have been burnt and released into the astral. I'm just going to go ahead and wave some of that energy towards me as I'm continuing to focus on money flowing to me, drawing that energy of money towards me. Now just let your candle burn down to completion. If you're not able to let it burn all at one time, snuff it out, don't blow it out, and relight it and allow it to finish burning. If you enjoyed this spell, if you want to do more spells with me, be sure to like and subscribe, share with your friends, all of that jazz. If you want to be able to get some of these spells, check out the link below. You will find a link to my monthly subscription boxes where you can have witchcraft delivered to your house every single month. And I will be posting videos every single month on the spells that come in the box. Thank you to all my box subscribers. Thank you to my YouTube subscribers. And merry we part.